Hi YouTube friends, it's Lee here. We're up to day 16. No, we're not. 13. There's only 4 on there, not 5. 13 of DEPHEMEREMBER for 2024, which is your ephemera inspiration in December. So this is an open challenge hosted by Barbara from 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel. And if you click on the link in my video description box, you will be able to get to their channel with their community page where you can find all the information you need, as well as their downloads, etc. So you can play along too. And you don't need to be doing this in December. You can do it whenever you like. So let's just get things organised in the middle there. Righto, my desk, I feel like I'm getting a smaller and smaller area to work on as my desk is piling up with the bits and pieces left over from previous projects. So I do try and clean it up a bit every day, but sometimes it gets left for a bit. Alrighty, prompt for today, the 23rd of December. Only 2 more sleeps till Santa gets here. It's altered book page and blackout poetry. Okay, so who doesn't love book page? And it's something that's so easily accessible to us because I think it's, well, apart from packaging, I reckon it's the most common supply for me anyway. I love book pages. And I like the blackout poetry as well. So if you don't know what blackout poetry is you take a book page or a page with writing on it, printed page of some sort, and you go through and you find words that you want to use in your poem. And you black out the rest of it. So you just find the words you want to make a poem. I like to underline the words as I find them. And go from there. So this book was a fairly old book, and it's called The Ascent of Everest. So it's really nice paper. It's got a nice colouring on it. So I'm going to use this particular page to get my poem off, which I'll work on off screen. Now another thing that I like as far as book pages goes are these blank ones. They're great. And then we all do it, don't we? We make pockets and goodness knows what else out of book pages. So there's that. And then there's this, which I did some time ago, and I have a video showing how it was done. It's really easy. And this is just pages out of it's a book about Asia, so they're really brightly coloured pages. And all I did was put pieces of it into an embossing folder, run it through the machine. I then painted the paper. This one has been done with brown by the look of it, and then went over it with gilding wax, so you get that beautiful effect. Another thing that we can use, and I've got a bag of strips here, so I'm pretty sure there's some strips of book page. I like to keep, where are they? Here, sort of thing. So this is actually pieces of book page that I've trimmed off in amongst all this other stuff. So that's another possibility. So I'm going to use some of these strips to glue on here. So my page is ready. I've got all those edges inked up and glued on in strips to cover the book page, the journal page. Now I'm going to go through this page out of that Everest book and find words that I like or phrases and make some sort of poem out of them. So I'll underline them in pencil to begin with, and I'll go through and then black out all the rest of the words. So this is what it looks like when everything's blacked out and just the words you want are left there, and it's pretty boring. So I decided that, I mean, the words are interesting, but I don't want to just glue that on a page, and it'll cover up all of those strips that I spent so long gluing on. So I decided to cut my words out with the black around them, so I want to make sure that I get that black in there. And so I'm just going to now cut them all out, and then I'll arrange them. So all my words are cut out now, and I've got them in order. So what I'm going to do is use 2 more strips of the sides off book pages, trimmings. I'll glue 2 pieces together to make them fairly stable, and then I'm going to glue my poem onto that strip. So I've got my poem stuck to that strip of paper, and I've got this envelope that I pocket I made up out of another page out of that book, which has a map on it, which has Mount Everest on it. So I'm going to glue the pocket down, and then I'm going to call it my poem totem pole, because that's what it reminds me of. So that will go all butt up against this envelope, as you'll see in a moment. So pocket, I should say, not envelope. So like that. So I like that composition. It's nice and simple, but everything's there that needs to be there. So I also cut out the title of the book off the top of the page, which is The Ascent of Everest. So I'm going to glue down the pocket now. And then I'll glue the words that are overhanging the pocket on there. And just to the right of where my hand was just then is Mount Everest. And of course we've got to get a butterfly and some labels in. So I've got my little stack of labels that I've been using all the way through this challenge. I'm really getting through them too. So I'm cutting out the ones that I think might be appropriate, like there's signatures and there's some that look like that coordinates and things like that. So I'm going to stick a few of them on, and then I've got that transparent butterfly or moth, I want to put that on. So I've got 3 signatures that I'll put up in this right hand corner, and then I'm going to glue the butterfly / moth over the top. I'm not sure whether it's a moth or a butterfly. And that is actually printed onto like a printable acetate sheet, so inkjet printable acetate sheet. So I like to have a couple of sheets of those handy for whenever I need something like this. So I'm using art glitter glue to stick that down because I know it's going to dry transparent and you won't see much of that glue at all. So over the top of those 3 signatures, and then I've stuck down those other labels. Just using my pencil to outline a couple of the labels. Circled Mount Everest on the map. So there's a few illustrations through the book, so I like this one. I cut it out with a bit of the text around it, and I'm sticking it onto a piece of tea-dyed or avocado dyed paper. I can't remember what it is. And I'm going to make that into a journal card. I'll ink it up, I'll sew around the edge, and then I'll put a couple of labels on it, and that'll go in the pocket. Hopefully it'll fit. Just sticking down a couple of labels onto that card. I'll do a little bit of stenciling with this one too on the other side. And yeah, it won't go in the pocket. Why won't it go in the pocket? It's because of all the strips that are underneath the pocket. I shouldn't have glued the pocket together, but anyway, I stick my ruler in and get that working, and Bob's your uncle, everything's hunky-dory. Decided to do a little bit of stamping on the page and also on the journaling card, as well as a little bit of gold watercolour spatter. Okay, I'll read what it says. The ascent of Everest. The Khumbu ice fall is moving, tottering and fallen activity. Crevices appear with startling suddenness. Poised precariously, huge boulders forced beyond recognition now let us advance. We must climb 3,000 feet. Strenuous and difficult, magnificent, wonderful effort for the months ahead of us. So that was taken out of that book, The Ascent of Everest. And so this is a page, was a map. Got Mount Everest marked on there, and this is also another bit out of the book with an illustration of the climbers. And I thought that the transparent butterfly over those names, which were just randoms, looks quite nice on the page. Overall, I love this. I love the simplicity of it. I really like it. Let me just cover up the other page so it's not as distracting. Okay, so there it is there by itself. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it might have given you some ideas. I don't know. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. Where's my Sharpie? Just a bit there. And a bit there. Just filling in some of these black where there's some black missing. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this. I love it, and I hope you did too. I had fun making it. I hope you had fun watching me make it, and I hope you will give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, you know, all that stuff. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Share the video with your family and friends. Did I say give me a thumbs up? If I didn't, give me a thumbs up. If you don't want to write a big long comment, that's fine. If you want to, you can simply leave a heart or a smiley face or something like that in the comment section. But yeah, so I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you next time for... This will be for Christmas Eve, so December 24th, photo frame and steampunk butterfly. Okay, hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo!